Hello and welcome to Story Time. Our book today is The Woolly Bear Caterpillar. There was once a woolly bear caterpillar. She lived in a garden and she loved eating dandelion leaves. Now, can you spot this busy caterpillar? Creepy crawly, creepy crawly, creepy crawly. And there is our woolly bear caterpillar. But one day, a gardener pulled up all the dandelion in the flower bed. Oh no! The woolly bear caterpillar doesn't look impressed or happy that all its food is gone. The woolly bear caterpillar had to crawl off in search of some new ones. So off the sad and quite frustrated caterpillar went in search of some new food. She hadn't crawled far when she heard someone singing. On a leaf of a sycamore tree sat a caterpillar with very long and orange hair. And this was her song. So there's our woolly bear caterpillar. And as she's walking or crawling, she spots the singing yellow caterpillar. So what is the yellow caterpillar singing? Look at me, I'm bonny and bright as can be. With my hair of bright gold, I'm a joy to behold, the queen of the sycamore tree. Hello, what's your name? Asked the woolly bear caterpillar. I'm a sycamore caterpillar and I'm going to turn into a sycamore moth. Just think, if I'm so pretty now, I'll be absolutely gorgeous when I get my wings. Now that's one confident little sycamore caterpillar. I'm going to have wings too one day, said the woolly bear caterpillar. The sycamore caterpillar laughed. Ha 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 ha, was the way she laughed. Yes, very plain ones, I expect. Never mind, we can't all be beautiful. Now, is that a nice thing that the sycamore caterpillar said to the woolly bear caterpillar? No, we don't say things like that. We always try to be kind with our words, not make our words make someone else sad, which is what I think the sycamore caterpillar has done to our little woolly bear caterpillar. The woolly bear caterpillar crawled on till she reached an apple tree. On a fallen apple sat a caterpillar with red spots and bright yellow tufts. He was singing this song. Look at me, I'm stunning as smart as can be. With my tufts of bright yellow, I'm such a fine fellow, the king of the old apple tree. There is our little caterpillar on the old apple tree. Hello, what's your name? Asked the woolly bear caterpillar. I'm a vaporer. I'm good looking, aren't I? And I'll be even more handsome when I'm a moth. I'll be a moth too one day, said the woolly bear caterpillar. The vaporer caterpillar laughed. Yes, a very dull one, I imagine. Never mind, we can't all be coloured. Now, there's not a nice caterpillar again, because remember how we use our words to make others feel happy. So our words need to be kind and caring and loving. The woolly bear caterpillar crawled on till she came to a tall poplar tree. On a twig was a very strange looking caterpillar. He was bright green, and round his head were some red marks that made it look as if he was screaming. He was singing this song. Look at me, I'm stunning and strange as can be. Definitely strange. The marks round my head are a fierce, fiery red. I'm the king of the tall poplar tree. So here we have the next caterpillar with a very strange head. Hello, what's your name? Asked the woolly bear caterpillar. I'm a puss moth caterpillar. Don't I look weird? And wonderful. Now, that's a confident little caterpillar. And I'm so unusual now. Just think how extraordinary I will be when I'm a moth. I wonder what sort of moth I'll become, said the woolly bear caterpillar. The puss moth caterpillar laughed. A very boring one, I should think, he said. Never mind, we can't all be perfect. The woolly bear caterpillar felt a little sad. She wished she could be beautiful and exciting instead of plain and dull. But then at last she found some dandelion leaves, which cheered her up. Oh, so all the caterpillars that the woolly bear caterpillar came across didn't really make her happy, didn't have much kind words to say. And as a result of that, the woolly bear caterpillar was feeling a little bit, or in fact a lot, sad and constantly worried about what sort of moth it would become. After a tasty meal, she crawled under a big dock leaf. It's time I got ready to change into a moth, she decided, and she started to spin herself a nice silky coat called a cocoon. Can you see the silky coat that wraps the little caterpillar? That is called a cocoon. The sycamore caterpillar was spinning a cocoon too in some old leaves on the ground. The vaporer caterpillar's cocoon was on a twig off the apple tree, and the puss moth caterpillar had found a snug hole in a poplar's tree bank for his cocoon. Wonder what they will all look like. Are you as excited and curious as I am? Weeks went by. Then it was time for the moths to hatch out of their cocoons. The out-hatched the sycamore moth. She looked quite plain. So let's find where the sycamore one was. Oh, there it is. Right. It does look quite plain. Out hatched the vapor moth. He looked rather dull. He did have 2 white spots on his wings, but they weren't very exciting. And here we have the vapor moth. So we've got 2 of them already hatched, and I'm a bit disappointed that they're not as beautiful as they thought they would be. Out hatched the puss moth. He looked fairly boring, even though his wings did have a few squiggles. And there is the puss moth. So we have all 3 of these little boaster caterpillars that the woolly caterpillar came across that, was telling the woolly caterpillar that they were going to be beautiful and they were going to be perfect and weird, strange, but beautiful. And yet they've come out of their cocoons quite plain, quite boring, and not very exciting. And then the big reveal of our woolly bear caterpillar. The 3 moths flew round the garden. Let's see if Woolly Bear has hatched out yet, said Sycamore. Good idea. At least she'll look more ordinary than us, said Vapour. So here they go, looking for Woolly Bear caterpillar. Look, here's her cocoon, said Puss Moth. 3 of them settled on the grass to watch. They didn't have long to wait. The cocoon split open. There she is, peeking slowly out of her cocoon, and out hatched. Oh, and there she is. A lovely orange, black and white moth. She had splendid blue spots, and her body was stripy like a tiger. She's beautiful, said Sycamore. She's colorful, said Vapour. She's perfect, said Puss Moth. And I'm not a woolly bear anymore, said the newly hatched moth. I'm a garden tiger moth. And feeling very happy, she fluttered into the air with her beautiful blue and white and orange and dotted stripy wings. And off she flew. The other 3 moths gazed up at her longingly. Then all together they sang this song. Look at her way up there, no longer a small woolly bear. She's a beautiful sight. She's a perfect delight. The colourful queen of the air. And off she goes, and the other 3 following her along. And that is the end of our story today. And what a wonderful ending to our woolly bear caterpillar. The only caterpillar that was told that she was not bright or beautiful or colourful. And in the end, she became the most brightest, most ripest, most colourful butterfly of all of them.